This is a short bite episode of Homeschool Together. Welcome back to Homeschool Together Short Bite Edition, and today we're going to be discussing a really fun game called Hoot Owl Hoot by Peaceable Kingdom.
It's a terrific preschool game. It is a cooperative game. If you haven't played a cooperative game before, it's where everyone is working together to get to the same goal, which works out terrific for preschoolers who are very interested in winning. Yeah. At least our daughter is.
Let's talk a little bit about the packaging. I mean, we were just looking at it here, and the packaging is amazing. Like, the rules are written on the inside of the box.
So you can't lose them. It's all recycle. It's all cardboard based. There's no plastics involved.
But even the cards and the tokens are really nice, high quality. They've weathered a lot of play. They give you a nice little pouch to put all your cards and the tokens in.
It's very smart.
They just had a nice finish to the game.
Right. It's fully green packaging. So this is a cooperative game. It's for 2 to 4 players. It takes about 15 minutes. It's all about color recognition. So you have these 6 little owls. Or you can play with less, and that's a way to increase the difficulty. I think you start with maybe 3 or 4, and then you increase. And you draw a card. There's a spiral going all the way around the board into a nest in the middle, and along the spiral is all different alternating colors. So you draw a card, and you get the color, and then you have to decide which owl you're going to move. So it's a strategy of how far you're trying to get all the owls to jump as far as possible. You want to get everybody to the nest because there's also on the top of the board a sun meter. Mm-hmm. And as you draw cards, you may every so often not get a color, but you get a sun and you move this sun token along. So you have to get all the owls back to their nest before sunrise. And it sounds really simple, but it's really quite terrific for a preschool game. It's hard for me to find preschool games that we really enjoy sitting down and playing. I mean, a lot of them are, very childish. And like Outfox, this is another it's a great cooperative. Mm-hmm. It's perfect for, I'd say, 3 years old. 7 is probably your max age on this. This is more very early elementary.
It always felt like a better Candyland. Like, if you're so tired of playing Candyland, picking things, moving things around, it's just, it's something better than that. And my favorite thing about it, I have 2 things that I like about the most. Obviously, it has the colors, and that's so important. And I feel this is one of the games that helped our daughter get over the color issue. We talked about this, I think, in the past, where she had some issues.
She couldn't get colors.
Recognizing certain colors, saying certain colors. She knew it, but then she was getting them kind of crossed up. And these are one of the games that just get you through that really easily, because she's more invested in playing the game, and all of a sudden she just begins to knock out the colors, and she doesn't even realize she was doing it. And the second thing I liked about it was that it wasn't just one character like you having Candyland, where you're just moving your person around.
Right. You draw the card and you move to that color, and there's no thought.
This is one of those early prototypical managing your resources type of game, where you have multiple birds that you're trying to get to that nest, and you've got to make the decision how to manage.
Right. Which one's most advantageous?
Yeah. What is the most advantageous thing? And so you start to get that kind of in your brain calculation a little bit above, playing. Rolling dice or choosing how many you're going to, a card that tells you how many you're going to go. You have to begin to make choices that are a little bit more abstract than just all right, move 8 spaces. Right.
And I like that when they first start playing, you play with less owls. And so as they're not as good of thinking of, how to get the most advantageous moves and to move the most spaces. But then as it starts to click, oh, maybe I should move. At first she only moved the owl that was furthest along. It didn't matter what card she drew, she would just move that. And then she started to realize, if I move this other owl, I get twice as many spaces, right? Because of the way the colors line up. And
that took a couple plays to point that out.
It took many plays.
But the great thing is that this had a lot of replayability, where we would, in the moment, where we would play a game and then she'd want to play again.
Right. And we still play this with her. She's almost 5. She still loves this game. Mm-hmm. And as she gets better at it, we can add in more owls. So, we can increase the difficulty as she's able to be a better strategic thinker, which I think is just a terrific feature of the game.
Yeah, and I like the suns on the top as being the dynamic of you playing against the game. You can have a lot of fun with we chose another sun tile. It becomes kind of humorous and enjoyable.
Right. We're in this together. There's no competitiveness. Yeah. We had to stop that at first, where she was thinking my owl reached first. And it's all the owls are the same, and
Yeah.
we're all trying to work together. And now she really embraces that, and she will help me with my moves as much as I would help her and say, "Oh, is this the best one to move? Maybe we do this other one." And she go, "Oh, mommy, is this the best one? Look, if you move this one, you get 5 spaces. If you move this other one, you get all these spaces." And so she's starting to help and really embrace that cooperative nature.
Yeah, so the game is Hoot Owl Hoot by Peaceable Kingdom. It's a great cooperative game for young kids. Has a lot of replayability, great for colors, great for counting. One of those early games that are great for preschoolers and kindergartners. And, you know, we still get a lot of playability out of it now. And even for adults, it can be very fun if you kind of, you know, go with it with the kiddo. You'll have a lot of fun. So we really encourage you guys to go out and check it out.
Thanks so much for joining us today and making us a part of your homeschool journey. Please engage with us on social media. Join our Homeschool Together podcast group on Facebook and find us at Homeschool Together Podcast on Instagram. We'd love to hear your feedback, questions, and recommendations. Until next time,
Happy homeschooling!
The dog is shifty, man. You opened that door, she came right in. She was just like poking her head in like an elephant.